So you got Bill Nye versus Ken Ham. Okay, let's take a look at the fixture. You got Bill Nye. He's looks lovely and avuncular, and he's kind of like a cross between a clean-shaven Abraham Lincoln and Mr. Rogers. And then you've got Ken Ham, who kind of, well, he kind of looks avuncular, but he's a little bit condescending and dickish and kind of foreign, actually. I can't quite pick it, but that's not an American accent, is it, Mr. Ham? No, it's not. Anyway, so you've got these two people, and they're having a debate sometime soon about evolution versus biblical creationism. Now, you might not think that was much of a deal in the 21st century. I mean, biblical creationism has been pretty much completely disproven in most places. In pretty much all scientific places. Well, in all scientific places. In everywhere except for around Ken Ham. So, he has set up this debate in order to make sure that he wins. Okay, he'll probably win because he's sold all his tickets to his people, and then sold a bunch more tickets to watch the online thing, but you can't really interact with the online thing because it's only in like his meeting area in his place in Kentucky, in the middle of Kentucky, in the middle of the Bible Belt. So it doesn't really seem fair having the fingers on the scales of the debate, having the entire audience being on one side and not the other. It's, yes, he will win. So yes, Ken Ham will win the debate. But that's kind of as valid as WWE SmackDown, a non-championship match, of course, held in a medium security prison with Jose Feliciano adjudicating with his back turned and only being able to hear the pitch and the volume of the cat calls, boos and whistles of the audience. Well, crowd, anyway. Well, the guys in the cells. Anyway, so, let's take it from a different angle. What has Ken Ham got to gain? Okay, let's say, and this is a wildly made up number, let's say 1 million people watched it on pay-per-view at $5 a shot. That's $5 million. That sounds like a lot. I could retire on that right now. Except he's not going to retire on. You might think that it's giving him one last roll of the dice. His creationist museum is in a little bit of financial difficulties, in a lot of debt. However, what you gotta understand is even if he wins this one last roll of the dice and gets completely out of debt, that's not the end of his dice rolling. He's going to try to expand it, and he's going to do things like build an ark. A whole, like, Noah's Ark. Like 155 meters, 510 feet long. Now that sounds big. That sounds really, really big. Except not compared to, like, your average cruise liner or military ship or Walmart. I mean, look, just for comparison, come with me, I'll show you something. It's smaller than my local hardware store. I could fit 4 of them in there. So he's going to build this thing, and what's going to happen? People are going to drive from all across maybe 3 or 4 states in order to get there to this amusement park with a big Noah's Ark there. And he's going to rip out the zip lines that are there now and then he's going to put this great big Noah's Ark, and it's going to be full of animals, apparently. Well, it's going to be a white elephant, because, like, if you make a big wooden box and then fill it with animals, it's going to smell a bit. So he's probably not going to make it of wood. It's probably going to make it of fiberglass and steel. But no, I didn't have fiberglass and steel. And when the people who come to visit see that it's made of fiberglass and steel, then they're going to think, oh, this is a bit of a rip-off. And they probably don't want it to smell like tar and animal dung, which was how the Ark would have smelt like. So they're going to have to not have actual animals in it, or have much fewer animals. And they can't have things like dinosaurs, which they claim were on the Ark. Dinosaurs and unicorns. They claim that those were on the Ark, but they're going to somehow fake that with animatronics, which get very expensive. And they've built dinosaurs before. They've got a little baby Triceratops with a saddle on it. So they're going to build this thing, and it's going to kind of suck. And nothing destroys religion in a kid. Nothing destroys their faith in God more than driving across 3 states for 8 hours to go see a big wooden shed the size of a Walmart with the most irrelevant petting zoo possible. So he's going to build this thing, and it's not going to get any money. It's not going to be profitable, is it? No, it's not going to be profitable at all. And it's going to be a bit of a disappointment for everybody involved. And Bill Nye is going to get away with doing what very few others have managed to get away with. He's actually going to be able to talk about actual science at the Creation Museum, and probably going to get paid for it. Probably.